It's all about you, player 3. Which one? Coming at you. Now I've got peanut butter and silly putty in my hair. This one's worth $1,000. Okay, get ready to complete this analogy. Silly putty is to the Sunday comics as the saffron robe is to Buddha, the talking dog is to Fred Bassett, dreadlocks is to Rastafarian, or the shroud of Turin is to Jesus Christ. Just doesn't get any wronger than this. Player 1, player 2, who wants? No, gotta hit your buzzer. What are you, high? Buzz in! No, but I'll let you in on a secret. The humor in Fred Bassett is looking at everything from the dog's point of view. Player 1, it's yours if... No, Buddha only wishes his saffron robe stretched like silly putty. He's been putting on a few pounds. Oh my God. Just like pressing silly putty on comics can pick up the reverse image of newspaper ink, the Shroud of Turin is traditionally thought to be a burial cloth that picked up the reverse image of Jesus Christ. Hey, look everyone, I can make Jesus' face get really long. Player 3. And this one is Backdoor Man or Saint. How does $2,000 sound?
Get ready to rock and roll. It's an analogy question. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Jim Morrison is to Mr. Mojo Rising as Val Kilmer is to what? Mr. Iceman, Mr. Jim Morrison, Mr. Difficult to Work. Like the man says, Mr. Mojo Rising is an anagram for Jim Morrison and Mr. Elkvile is an anagram for Val Kilmer. Or Val may have gotten that name from all the research he's done in the field of North American moose reproduction. Getting those samples is hard work. Player 1.
1, 2, praise the Almighty 3.
Okay, give it up for It's a Dog. It's a game for old people. Wait, it's both. And we got $3,000 in the pot. Remember that song about the farmer and his dog? Well, let's change the subject of the song and you tell me the next lyric. Okay, I haven't done this in a while. There was a nationalist who was really arrogant. What is the best choice? Now, if Stingo was his name-o, then he'd be the nationalist that was also a character in Sophie's Choice. What did she choose anyway? I think it was Pepsi. Player 2. Bingo! A jingo is one who practices jingoism, which is a really arrogant form of nationalism or patriotism. And Jingo was my favorite Beatle, too. Player 2, take your pick.
You can't stop at 3, no, you gotta have 4, yeah!
Let's see what we got going. On the 7th day, God caught a movie, and you pocket $2,000 if you get this one. Hey, listen closely and imagine the following movie advertisement. He's been robbed of his wealth. His children are dead. His skin is covered in boils. All because his God has made a little bet with Satan. His faith is being tested. How could this trailer end? Charles Bronson has the mark of Cain. Jean-Claude Van Damme is risen. Steven Seagal has the patience of Job. Or Chuck Norris is the prodigal son. In the book of Job, God allows Satan to torture Job by destroying his life in order to prove that he has faith. The test audience didn't like it, so in the Hollywood version, Job has a beautiful wife, healthy children, and just a small case of adult acne. Player 1, gimme...
Let's blow this time and head for number 5.
Pucker up for I Got Rhythm, but I still feel all wobbly. $1,000 at stake on this one. Okay, now remember that song I Got Rhythm? If you sang I Got the Rhythm Method, what would be the best lyric to follow I Got? You've got Phil Collins? Oh yeah, in Phil's dreams. Player 1, player 2. I got control of my contractions? Wrong, but man, is that a musical I want to see. The rhythm method is avoiding pregnancy by calculating when a woman is or is not ovulating. Who could ask for anything more? You have the... The category is, well, it's about Kime, and it's worth $2,000 if you get this one right. Let's rock. Say you're going to Scarborough Fair, but instead of bringing parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, you bring parsley, sage, rosemary, and Kime. What are you bringing to the fair? Take a food additives and an Italian greeting. Now, that would be if you brought parsley, sage, rosemary, and chow. Kime would be the liquid contents of digested food from your stomach. My Kime usually shows up on its own after I've downed too many hot dogs and I've gone on one of those rickety Scarborough Fair roller coasters. Your call, please. Uh-oh, Elmer Fudd Dime Store.
It's time for a Triple SMS fun.
Take a look at your gibberish category. Practical jokes in the girls' locker room. How about $5,000 to start this gibberish question? Now check it out. As the time disappears, so does the money. So the sooner you buzz in, the better. Okay, pay attention and tell me, what famous person's name does this phrase rhyme with?
Or chill, head in locker.
And don't be fooled. Show us how it's done, player. If you waited, I would have given you a clue, and then you wouldn't have lost so much money. Oh, well. Hey, we got any true contestants here? First clue, it's the name of... Go for it, player 2. Type in your... Very brave of you after just one clue. Player 1, you up for some fun? It's the name of a man who wore suspenders and a bow tie. Well, that's not all he wore. Last clue, his Colonel Pop. Player 1, it's all you. Type... Confidential reports have revealed that Orville's birth name was actually Bruce Gross. He just didn't think gross popcorn would sell. Let's have a category, player 1. May I introduce something to make me sound eloquent? $2,000 for a correct answer. You know what? I actually had to look this one up. What's another word for thesaurus, thesis, threshold, treasury? A tracklement is something that can accompany meat. You know, like mint jelly, parsley, intestinal blockage. Player, let this be a lesson to you. Player, Roger lists treasury as another word for thesaurus. Don't believe me? Well, go ahead and look it up in your, you know, that big thing with all the words in it. Player 3, you make the code.
Aloha, question number 9.
This category's known as, I prefer whiskey, and lots of it. $1,000 if you get it. Okay, do me a favor and fill in the missing links in this phrase, will you? Wow, player 2, you're smart enough to buzz in already. Then I guess you're smart enough to get this without the question. Uh-huh. See? Player 1, player 3, who wants it? Gotta buzz in first. NyQuil is the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever so you can rest medicine. Or as I like to call it, an after-work cocktail. Player 1, hit me with the... Hey, guess what? Now you can brag to all your friends that you've been part of a three-way. All right. Oh, okay. Well, we're off. Looks like our category for this one is keep your foot still or I'll nail it to the floor. Not that I'm a violent guy or anything. Here's the three-way. Rob, Chip, and Ernie. Looks like this is it. Here's your three-way.
Oh, yes!
Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yes!
And it looks like we're all done. Let's check out your performance. Not too shabby, Player One, but I'm not sure I'd recommend you to my friends. Shall we see what our overall standings are like now? Well, Player One, it looks like you're still strutting your stuff in the lead there. Nice job. You know, as much as I'd like to cuddle, it's time to get on with the game, okay? Okay, either you finished round one or you have another round to go. You know, depending on how you look at these things. All right, each of you gets a screw. Let me grab those for you. No, wait, that's a tire iron. Okay, here we go. Now remember, everything in round two is worth double, so heads up. Player one, you're...
Don't look now. It's question 11.
The category, sea monkeys and a side of fries. 4,000 big ones for a right answer here. Put your tray in the upright position. It's time for takeoff. Given the type of food it's known for, which restaurant would most likely feature an all-you-can-eat sea monkey? Player one.
Could we have the check, please?
Player two, player... Hey, you know what Fuddruckers kind of sounds like? Sea monkeys are actually brine shrimp, so a seafood joint like Red Lobster might serve it. Personally, I like mine grilled instead of fried. You just can't see their faces under all that batter. Player three, what looks good?
I'm getting a reading of 12. Over.
Here we have Close Encounters in the living room. And get this one right, you got 4K coming your way. You know, it appears aliens have been monitoring our existence for many years now, or at least picking up our television frequencies. Check out this entry from this alien log. Player three, you want to answer it that bad? Fine. Yeah, it's a little tougher that way, isn't it? I hope you've learned something here. Player one, player two, it's in your cart. Type in your answer and hit return. What are you waiting for? Start typing. Time flies, don't it? Player one, what do you say? Here's what you should have typed in. When you see the big bald guy with an earring appear on the floor, you know you're watching Mr. Clean. Either that or you've been sniffing Mr. Clean. Your turn, player two. What? This one likes to go by. They've gone down the drain, but backwards. How does $4,000 grab you? Oh, you know what? I had this song running through my head recently, and I couldn't think of the name of the band. Help me out by typing. It was this Australian band. They were really popular back in the early 80s. They sang that song about eating Vegemite sandwiches. Oh, yeah, the song was called Down Under. What was their name again? Take it away, player. Yahtzee! They come from a land down under. They're men at work, but not lately. Player three.
Ain't no love like number 14.
And I believe this one's called Anything You Can Do, I Can Do Chaucer. Think you can handle $6,001 bills? Put it in gear, 'cause here we go. What highbrow collegiate subject would you learn about if you read The Summoner's Tale from Chaucer's Canterbury? Player one, hit it. No, burping is more like remedial English. Hey.
How do you say, no?
Geez, someone's trying to make me earn my paycheck. Here's the right answer. Chaucer's The Summoner's Tale involves a man who is so fed up with a friar trying to get money from him that he farts in the friar's hands. But I wouldn't recommend this when your professor asks for your term paper. Category time. Player 2, it's your call. Excellent choice, Player 2. Players 1 and 3, get away from the keyboard, because Player 2, it's time to play Dis or Dat. The category for this Dis or Dat question is things with similar intelligence levels. I'm gonna read off 7. So you already know how to play. Okay, let's put 30 seconds on the clock then. And we're off. Jagged Edge, Esther House Movie Bidder. Bloodstone. Jade. Bauxite. Silver. Slip. One more, Fool's Gold. That's all of them. 6 wrong. Well, I guess you could have blown them all. Oh well, let's move on. Player 3, say hello to Hubert was a weasel. Get it right, I'm handing over $2K. Hope you brought your suit. It's time to get wet. Because the animal represented in the title does not actually appear in the game, which of the following video game titles is a misnomer? Frogger, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Wrong, 100 times wrong.
Player 3. What did you think Sonic the Hedgehog was? A chicken? Player.
You'll want to put some ice on that.
Gee, I wonder what the answer is. The main animal character in Donkey Kong is a big ape, not a donkey. Man, whoever named this game really made an ass out of himself. I wonder what Player 2's gonna pick.
On the big bayou in Louisiana, crest on 17.
For your enjoyment, the soothing sounds of mastication. You get 4,000 clams for this one. I'm sorry, I'm starving. Can I take a small break here for a bite?
Cookie, hon, we gotta keep rolling. Just read the question, please, all right?
Oh, screw this. I don't have to work under these conditions. You want me to do a question? Here's your question. Now, listen up. What did I just take a bite of? Player 3, make it happen. No, I don't take bites out of my finger, but sometimes... Player 1, player... Potato chips. No. Those are too salty for my taste. Ball. Player... Yeah, very funny. I'm gonna eat a cookie. Little too close to cannibalism for me, thanks. Major Suckfest. That delicious, crispy sound comes from none other than a celery stick. All right, bonus question. What sound is made when I ask Mavis to bite me?
I heard that, Cookie.
Player 2, give me... Now serving. No more mini marshmallows for you, sister. This one can net you $6,000. Hey, is it just me or is the Swiss Miss girl put on a few pounds? Imagine this. On her new Swiss diet, the Swiss Miss girl can only eat foods named after countries that border Switzerland. Which of the following items can she not? Player 2, player 3, the time is now. Put away the whipped cream, sister. Belgium doesn't border Switzerland. Although, I don't know, maybe if she eats enough Belgian waffles, she actually will border Belgium after a while. Your pick, player. This one's called, I hope they show Independence Day. Play your cards right, you win 4,000 bucks. Let's see if you can wrap your head around this. If the Independent Film Channel only aired in states which have been independent republics at some point in their history, who would not be able to enjoy off-the-beaten-path art flicks?
Whoa, whoa!
Player 1, player... California has never been an independent nation. Besides, I understand that making or watching independent films in California is a felony. Player 1. Open wide and get ready for things to do in Denver when you're a folk singer. $2,000 says you don't know this one. Heads up, here it comes. If while playing a gig in the Mile High City, mellow feel-good Denver boot, what would he need to do? Think his rescuers refrain from sitting for a few days? Well, you're toast. Player 1, player 2, go. Oh yeah, that's really wrong. Make him. The Denver boot is a lock put onto a car's tire that prevents it from moving. It's usually put on when the driver has too many traffic violations. Maybe John can entice one of his fans to give him a lift back to the motel by offering them a Rocky Mountain high. Your turn. You're about to butt a little edgy, aren't we? Relax and take a look at this clue. I'll tell you when to panic. It only sounds dirty. Yeah, I've used that line myself a few times. Well, don't do anything I wouldn't do. Pretty sharp finger action on that Jack Attack player 1. Let's see if you get the winning handshake.